While the second indictment of former President Trump has so far not affected his strong poll numbers, it could land him in federal prison. His supporters claim that the charges are politically motivated, as we've been hearing, but many others, even his own former colleagues, acknowledge the indictment is also pretty solid. One such expert is Alan Dershowitz. He was part of the former president's defense team during his first impeachment trial in 2018. He's also the author of Get Trump, The Threat to Civil Liberties, Due Process, and Our Constitutional Rule of Law. Alan, great to have you back on the show. You wrote in the Wall Street Journal, you wrote in an editorial that Jack Smith made a much stronger case against Trump than you expected. And you said that that includes evidence that every defense lawyer dreads and every prosecutor dreams about.
You know, that's right. That recorded conversation of Trump's own voice waving a document saying I could have declassified it, but I didn't. But the best way for Americans to know whether or not this is a just prosecution or a political prosecution or a combination of both is to have the case tried on television, to have television cameras in the courtroom, to allow every American to see for themselves so that they don't get it through the filter of right-wing ideologues or left-wing ideologues, which tell you what they want you to hear. This is a case important enough for all Americans to see with their own eyes. Today, for example, I watched two television stations. One of them said they were in the courthouse and Trump was sitting there defeated with his soldiers down. The other one said, I was in the courtroom and Trump was sitting there with his chest out, showing signs of strength. Well, I would like to see with my own eyes. Right now, you have various media presenting different cases as if there are two different cases. And we're such a divided country that the best way to bring us together is for everybody to be able to watch this trial. And maybe Jack Smith will be able to persuade us this is a strong case. It's a strong indictment. Let's see what the evidence is. Maybe the Trump defense team will be able to persuade us. We have to be able to see it with our own eyes.
You also say that Trump only has himself to blame in this, that if he had just turned over the documents the first, the second, or even the third time that he was asked to do so, this would never have happened.
I would agree with one word out. Not only himself to blame. He has himself to blame very considerably, but he was targeted. He has also Alfred Bragg to blame. Bragg targeted him and then came out with an indictment, which was the weakest indictment I've seen in 60 years. By the way, the smart thing would be for Bragg to drop the indictment and for the case to focus solely on this, which is the strongest case they'll ever have. But a lot of the blame is on Trump. He never should have spoken to his lawyers the way he did. He never should have spoken to the journalists the way he did. But perhaps he should not have been targeted. What they should have done, appointed a special prosecutor to look into the general problem of how former officials deal with classified material. Then they could have investigated Clinton, Biden, Pence, Berger, and Trump. And they would have decided who to prosecute.
But even you agree that the evidence here against former President Trump on the charges that he held documents that he had no business holding and obstructed justice and lied, the evidence to that effect in the indictment is strong. If he's convicted of these charges...
No. The indictment is strong.
That's exactly what I... The evidence in the indictment is strong.
Don't include evidence. Let's see what the evidence shows. Indictments are easy. They're written by one side. The other side has nothing to do with it. You can allege anything in an indictment. So let's see what the evidence shows.
Okay.
The indictment itself is strong.
And you have said the indictment is strong because it includes a tape recording of him showing a classified document and because it includes a transcription of his own lawyer being told to obstruct justice.
No, it doesn't have a transcription of that. It has the lawyer's notes, which are hearsay, not a transcription. The only transcription that I know of is the transcriptions of the conversations with journalists. If those turn out to be correct and they're in context, they're strong evidence. But they'll probably be struck from the indictment because indictments are not supposed to contain evidence. Evidence comes out at trial.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.